New tonight, 10 White River Township firefighters are being quarantined after they were potentially exposed to a patient with coronavirus while on a run yesterday afternoon. News 8 Sierra Hignite has why the firefighters are taking such serious precautions while waiting on results. Sierra?
Well, Nina, firefighters in White River Township were called out for a 60-year-old man experiencing symptoms of a heart attack. Now, it wasn't until they were partially through treatment that they learned the patient had also recently been experiencing flu-like symptoms as well. Now, they've turned an old fire station into a quarantine facility until they know for sure whether or not they were actually exposed to the coronavirus. Staff and family members spent the day cleaning up and setting up an old White River fire station that currently is used to hold maintenance equipment. Now, potentially for the next 14 days, it will be serving as a place for firefighters who were possibly exposed to a patient with coronavirus to self-quarantine.
We don't necessarily know that it's 14 days yet because we're working on getting these results.
While they wait for those answers, Chief Jeremy Pell says he wants to take the proper precautions to protect the community and the firefighters' families.
This is nothing for the community to be alarmed about. In fact, I would say the exact opposite. We have procedures in place. Our crews provided excellent patient care. They took the proper precautions. They got the administration involved, and we're keeping them safe and healthy.
Based on the initial 911 call, the 10 firefighters who arrived on the scene did not believe the patient was showing any symptoms of the virus.
We got more information as we gathered patient history, which is typical for an EMS call.
Now, 8 firefighters are expected to self-quarantine in the firehouse, while the other 2 are able to self-quarantine at home without risking exposure to others.
It was merely the lack of information that caused us to say, let's do this. So then there's no question.
In the meantime, the chief says they have a plan to figure out staffing until they get more answers.
We're in the business of serving people. And we're in the business of taking care of people, and start to finish. We're going to take care of them. We're going to do it with an eye on making sure their families are safe.
The chief wants to assure the community that they have this situation under control.
But we will still respond the way we do. We will still put on protective equipment, and we will still serve the community.
The department is pushing to get those test results back so they know whether or not the crew needs to stay quarantined for the full 14 days. Now, the man who the crew was responding to did die on the scene after receiving CPR. Reporting, I'm Sierra Hignite, Wish TV, News 8.